guys, and welcome to another episode of Woke by Accident Podcast, a weekly chat about socially conscious topics impacting the culture. We are happy to have our co-host, Sambaza, host and creator of the Sambaza podcast. Originating from the Republic of Kenya, he has established himself as a distinguished voice in the podcasting community. His work has been recognized with 3 nominations for Best African Diasporan Podcast by the APVA, along with a nomination for Best Blog by the Texas Creator Awards. Sambaza has also been a featured presenter at Afros and Audio Podcast Festival and contributed at the 2025 Pod Fest. Welcome, Sambaza.
Thank you, Jen. Oh, by the way, I'm the speaker. I wanted to let you know I'm also the speaker this coming Pechakucha again for 2026. So that's a new thing that's going on. I'd like to say hi to everyone who's on.
And what festival is that at?
That's still Podfest. They're doing.
Okay.
They have the Pechakucha thing, so they
The
invite
2026. 2026.
Right. Oh, and guess what? I did get an invitation to volunteer for the World Cup. You know, the World Cup is coming up in next year here in Dallas.
Oh, nice.
Hosting a lot of events. So I got, it's 18 and over, so they asked for volunteers, and I volunteered, and I got my part. So looks like I got some things to do next year.
Oh, that's cool. You ought to get one of those GoPros that you can put on your hat or something so you can get some
Pretty much. I think I'll
content
look
or something. Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'll definitely make some content on that. I wanted to thank everyone who's on East African Excellence on Clubhouse. That's where we're posting our information. I see someone's already there. Welcome to the show. That's T. Welcome. And then anyone who is joining us on our TikTok Live, you're welcome. And thank you for sharing with us. Also, YouTube, Facebook, or anywhere where you're capturing us. We want to thank you. Even StreamYard, I think. We just want to thank you and gladly appreciate you taking time to hang out with us. So let's get started.
Definitely. Shout out to the additional platforms and thank you for setting those up. And kudos to your speaking engagement for the 2026 Podfest. That's pretty awesome. So we'll definitely want to support you in that. Let us know if we can do any sharing of content or anything to get prepared for that, which is coming up right around the corner.
Most definitely. I have a topic there, and everything looks like it's going to be okay.
Good.
So we're ready. We're ready. Now, we start with affirmations, right?
Sure.
I missed out on these affirmations over the last couple of weeks. But here's the affirmation for the day, for this week. It says, my intuition and wisdom guide me in the right direction. I'll repeat that again. My intuition and wisdom guide me in the right direction. That's the affirmation for the day.
Okay, we received that. Thank you for sharing. Anything else that you have for us, Mother?
Yeah, in a little bit, let me go ahead and we're gonna do the African proverb, right?
Okay.
This week I didn't travel. Christmas, I got a lot of things to do and getting ready. But I found one, and the African proverb says, wisdom is like a baobab tree. No one individual can embrace it. You know how big a baobab tree is, right?
No, but it's quite large.
Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah, they go up to 100 years old. So it's a big tree. I mean, you can't even. It's that big. You know what's funny is they just grow at random, and there's one that just popped up in our backyard in our farm just the other day. I'm imagining this tree is going to be here even past when I'm
absolutely.
Yeah, my kids might even their kids might come and see it because it's just started growing. It's still small. Yeah. So yeah,
that's pretty cool.
That's the proverb of the day. But Jen, you forgot. What would you decipher off of our proverb?
I guess repeat it again because I kind of.
Wisdom is like a baobab tree. No one individual can embrace it.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's large, right? It's so that it's vast. ever changing, ever growing. It's,
Mhm.
something that is a constant. And
Mhm.
so we should, be like that and be constantly growing and evolving and learning to be like the tree. I don't know.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I like that the way you said it. I think in my perspective, I'll say is that all that is on Earth, the Earth is a big place.
Hmm.
You cannot know everything. You
Right.
have to do your due diligence and be happy with the fact that you know what you know, and there are other people who can help you out know whatever is left of around you. Actually, I have a blog about something like that.
Hmm.
It's coming soon on the Java with Sambaza podcast. So go ahead. Let's start with the show. What do we have for today? It looks like it's going to be really interesting. Let's see. It was yeah, it was about the Campbell soup. Why am I forgetting?
Yeah.
The
Okay. So let
Campbell
me do
soup.
our introduction of the topic.
Let's
And
start.
shout out to the chat. Thank you guys for coming in on additional platforms. So we came across this news story and about Campbell's soup, and my ears perked up. Being previously being a fan of the product, so I was surprised of what we found out about this, and so we wanted to get into this conversation, and that kind of opened up the window of this conversation about class and consequently or coincidentally there are also some updates with the SNAP benefit program, and so we will share that as it kind of ties in with this theme of food insecurity and the working poor and class and food. And so yeah, so that's where we are. So in this episode we'll get into this matter with Campbell Soup. There's a lawsuit with Campbell Soup. A top executive is accused of calling their products highly processed
You
foods for poor people.
you already given the whole story.
You know what, Sambaza? This is not a guess. This is but this is what we're talking about. So
Right.
this
We're
is
gonna
the
talk about.
introduction of what we're talking about. So while many families stretch every dollar at the store, comments like these really caught wind on the internet. So if you look out there, on some of the people are upset. They are not buying Campbell soup, and they're really upset about this. And so I just thought about what are these comments like about going behind the layer? Like, what does this actually mean? So that's what we're going to get into this conversation. And meanwhile, there's some really interesting updates with the SNAP program. And Sabaza will share the details of that. So we're asking, with in light of this information about Campbell's soup, what do these attitudes from the top tell us about class, dignity, and who deserves to eat well in America? All right. So
Well, I kind of got excited there for a minute because the secret part, I give you the
no.
yeah. But anyway, how did we get here? What happened with Campbell Soup? So Campbell is a multinational company, which is famous for condensed soup and product developed by chemist John T. Dorrance in 1897. It was founded in 1869 by Anderson and Campbell, and the company became Campbell Soup Company and has since expanded to various food products. And I think they are also they first started off with the tomato soup, right?
Mhm.
So in 2025, a lawsuit was filed alleging an executive made disparaging remarks about Indian workers and referred to the company's food as highly processed for poor people, like you said, Jen. In the executive comments, we raised questions about the chicken used in the company's soup. The company, which is Campbell, through their PR company or HR, said that they clarified and said that its chicken is from USDA approved suppliers and free off of antibiotics. It is also issued a statement that the company is investigating these allegations. Apparently, somebody got be told to put on leave, which was the executive was put on leave, and the company is facing public criticism over alleged classism, racism, and how it handled the whistleblower.
Right.
And
And there
he
was
had,
this particular comment made about the chicken, right?
yeah, he said the chicken came off a 3D printer, but the expletives that he threw off of that, they were like, yeah, they were coming. It was like
Yeah,
he was really going off on that soup part. Um, but you were talking about alleged classism and racism and how they handle the whistleblower. Um,
right.
what do you think about that?
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. I don't think people were ready for that because you just think of like this American, company, and even like Andy Warhol used to paint images of the soup, which was like reflective of what was going on at the time. And so to know that someone in the company, an executive in the company has like I wouldn't eat this stuff. You know what I mean? Like if you're not gonna eat it, then what is going on? So I mean that kind of draws a clear line and sends a huge message to me. So yeah.
Yeah, on the part of classism, I was going to share a story about Campbell soup. So when
Hmm.
they started off with tomatoes. And
Hmm.
when you are the person who founds a company, that's your baby. You're gonna take care of it. You're gonna make sure everything is about the Campbell soup. You probably eat the soup like everybody else. You'll probably have it for your lunch and stuff like that because you're the company owner. That's your baby. You want to make sure it's the right product. So when Campbell made this soup, I think it was the children or the it was the children or the grandchildren. At one point, they were asked, "Have you ever tasted that tomato soup?" And they were like, "What? We don't eat that. We haven't seen that." And you realize now they have gone to the upper echelon of society to
Hmm.
whereby they're not susceptible to what the other people, common people eat. They're used to caviar, whatever, filet mignon, and all that good stuff. But they're not used to just
Hmm.
having Campbell soup, whichever options they were at that time. So I think at that point, when you look at it, the executives or the founders are usually at having that problem of classism, getting your kids to
Hmm.
understand that this is a product and you have to make sure you taste the product and know how the product tastes like. So going from that, the classism starts there. And then now you figure out when this executive says, it's for poor people, first of all. And he was kind of really mad about that and said, actually, it wasn't like he was, to me, it's like he was mad that it was for poor people. Like he expected not even to
Hmm.
have that. The way it sounded, if you listen to that, to me, I was like, wait a minute, he's so, you know, you could look at it in another way. But
Okay.
yeah, there are two ways about looking at it, remember.
I mean,
Um,
yeah, definitely.
yeah, so even about the Indian worker racism,
Hmm.
the part about the racism where now you discriminate people from actually it's racism when you discriminate the poor people and then the Indian person and then also the Indian worker. I mean, they had the whistleblower rights, so you can't treat them in a different manner because of the fact that they brought something to their attention or something like that. It was something to do with an IT guy who would say something about some practices that were going on over there. And then
Hmm.
referring to a 3D printer, man, that's crazy though. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, it definitely may have a case there because you can't kind of take a statement like that back. This is like, where did that even come from if it's not true? Or is that just his, exaggerated opinion of, not knowing what goes into the, packaging process or something like that. But it to me, it's like, I don't eat this stuff. You know what I mean? This stuff is for poor people. So, yeah, that's huge. I mean, other companies, they like this is like you said, this is my baby. I eat this. My family eats this. Like this, we are that company. You know what I mean? You would think the higher ups would support and promote their company in that way. But before we go on, why
Mhm.
don't you greet the chat? We had a comment there.
Oh, Ed Campbell showed up today and he says, "Peace and gratitude, family." And hey, Ed, welcome to the show. Glad you could join us today.
Yeah,
And
shout
hope
out
you
to
had a
Brother
great
Ed.
Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. And yeah, welcome.
Okay, we got another comment.
Oh, I said potential contamination with wood fragments in cilantro. This is a crazy. Plus, they have had issues in 2017. There was a recall. I love me some Campbell noodle soup with crackers. Man, yeah, that's true, man. I love it too. And, and I think
Yeah.
the problem also is, reeling off of that is the fact
Hmm.
that people are now going into this vegan, not vegan stuff, but natural stuff, vegan
Hmm.
stuff. So when you have a product like that, it really takes away from you having your core customers, because
Right.
everything is very expensive. Well, when you buy vegan food or natural foods, they're very expensive. So when on whole foods, so when you go to purchase a Campbell, they have a bottom line that they're trying to capture, and that affects it so much when you have issues like this, like the cilantro case, and now you have this thing about 3D printer chicken.
Allegedly, right.
Oh, allegedly,
Um,
allegedly. I'm sorry, allegedly.
yeah. So, I mean, right. So, but I don't know. Like, there's a way to elevate canned foods. You know what I mean? You ever watch Top Chef and they give them a challenge of like how to turn something like normal and regular and like make it taste like something expensive that rich people would eat. So, I mean, I don't buy that just because we're rich that and but we're the Campbell Soup family or the CEOs or the CFOs. Like, my family's gonna be eating it. You know what I mean? Even if I don't know, but
Let me put it this.
clearly.
Let me put it this. These comments are mine and mine only. They don't reflect the company I work for or anybody else. Strictly
Right.
Sambaza podcast. Okay. So for me, when I look at it, processed. Okay, and here's where I go. I'm used to food that's natural, farm to table. It should be as close as possible.
Mm,
If I can have the soup, or if I can make my own soup, and then if I can get the stuff that's in there naturally selected, then I'm on of a better chance of advancing my lifestyle, advancing
for
my
sure.
life, because of the stuff that's being put there. Because to preserve something, I mean, the can stays there for like how long? You can put a can of soup, of noodle soup for a year, at least a
Mhm,
year, right?
mhm.
And even though when they say that it's sell by this date, doesn't mean that it's bad. You can still
Right.
use it. So when you look at something like that, it kind of takes you aback when you are into natural stuff, because you kind of you know what I'm saying. And then now, who can afford? Remember those food deserts? The story about food
True.
deserts, and then
True.
now who can afford it? And then you got
Right. I
those.
mean, it's not the healthiest choice. Obviously, like you said, the canning process is something that is a high sodium situation. It is highly processed, but I mean, is it not? It's not unedible. You know what I mean? So, and it shouldn't be labeled as for poor people. Clearly, so yeah. So that kind of brings me to my next point when executives like this make these shameful type of statements, or they're shaming the processed budget friendly foods, it makes you wonder, who are they talking about, the product or the people who buy it? You know what I mean? You can't kind of like get away from that elitist kind of attitude.
Right. I think I'd make my executive. I think if I was the company, I'd make my execs have it for lunch as part of your meal. You come in, you have a day, you all sit, and we have the soup. We taste what is being made. So I mean, if it's bad, yeah, we're all gonna suffer the same consequences, because
I mean,
we
yeah,
are.
they could even bring in chefs and prepare it before it goes into the canning process. No, you want it out the can.
Can put it in, we eat it. It's seen by everybody. This is our lunch hour, and we eat it. That's what I think would create the public perception that they know their product and they know what they're eating. And if it's a new product that's coming out, leave alone the part. When they come to the store and they say, "Oh, this we're bringing a new soup," and then they're standing there. No,
Mm-hmm.
that's for sure, because they'll just taste a couple of spoonfuls and that's it. No, sit and have the lunch there. Campbell soup. Bring some crackers. Get some breadsticks and stuff like that, and then you know I think that will create a perception that the food is good. And if you're going to, that
Right.
it's for poor people, then why is the MD or or the executive, why the executive is having it for breakfast. You see, that creates that perception.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and they have low sodium versions of it, and there's higher ends. I mean, they have so many. Like, look, I like soup, so I know what they got. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah,
Have you ever tried those low sodium ones?
I have, and they even have the
Oh,
all natural one that has like more veggies and the chicken noodle soup and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean,
I think here's what I'll tell people: go ahead and buy it if you need to buy it. Right? I understand that you have to purchase it, but look behind the labels, read the labels, and then after that, um, you can decide what you want. I'm not going to, and I don't want to endorse a product, an app, but we have an app that we scan the foods,
mhm,
um, and it tells you, it gives you a percentage and tells you if it's bad between 0 and 100, and if it's not, we don't purchase it.
from a
We,
health standpoint,
for
right?
a health standpoint, it tells you if there are any carcinogens or anything like that. So because of that, we have kind of drilled down whatever we're buying. So for us, we've had to make that change.
No, I get it. It makes sense. And so, we mentioned, speaking of food and
We're talking about SNAP, and I was wondering what's
yeah,
well,
yeah.
SNAP latest. They're saying that SNAP is a supplemental nutrition assistance program. Somebody was asked the other day on. They have this radio station. They have a challenge. It's K104. They have a challenge about the 10 questions, and if you answer all 10 of them, you win $1,000. If you
Mhm.
answer whatever number, then they give you the amount. They give you $10 for each question you get right. So somebody was asked what SNAP is, and I did not know, but I found out. So SNAP is a main federal program for low-income households to buy groceries. But recent changes, we've also talked about this. Recent changes and proposals have tightened the requirements
Mhm.
and reduced the benefits from the recipients. This big beautiful bill that came up recently. um, so the changes at the same time when the government did these changes, they disrupted the SNAP program. Some states began implementing an expansion program work required mandated by the Republicans' big beautiful bill that they talk about, which was signed into law by President Donald Trump this summer. Now, under the GOP package, more food stamps enrollees will have to work, volunteer, or participate in job training for at least 80 hours a month, or they will only be able to receive benefits for 3 months out of every 3 years. Wow.
That's
The
crazy.
expanded requirements here will result in 2.4 million fewer Americans receiving food stamp benefits in an average month over the next decade. According to a Congressional Budget Office analysis, this includes 300,000 families with children.
That's a
Recipients who
lot.
do not meet the requirements will likely start losing their benefits this coming March, but the timing will depend on where they live and when they must recertify their eligibility for food stamps.
Mhm.
Um, Something else you might want to consider. Remember, now they're going to say you have to work at least 80 hours, right?
Mhm.
People who are going to work 80 hours will go have to look for jobs. Now, whether they're jobs or they're no jobs, that's one to question. But this will come in a jobs report that there are a lot of people who are working, but these are the ones that are being targeted for work. And you'll see the jobs report reflect that there are a lot of people who have been employed to do jobs, which is good. I mean, they're going to be working, but is it a true reflection of work? It may be, but
Mm.
give or take. But you're going to see it in the jobs report, and it'll tell you, oh, tremendous. But
But
anyway,
I but I wonder, is that the concern? I mean, obviously, from
yeah,
the
I mean,
presidential standpoint, that's the concern is, people should be working and not receiving benefits. But I mean, there's some people who are unable to work, and they have, these food benefits for a reason. So you can't just lump everybody. There's some, mothers and moms. There's some veterans. There's, um, disabled folks who receive these benefits too. But I mean, it's going to depend, I guess, on your individual case on if these requirements will be placed upon you. But it seems pretty stringent. I'm just thinking like a mom with maybe many small children or something like that. So
those are the ones who will get the benefits. But you see, per CNN, Republicans have long waited to beef up SNAP benefits existing work requirement, which used to apply to beneficiaries aged 18 to 49 who do not have disabilities or dependent children. The
okay.
GOP increased the age threshold to 54 as part of the 2023 debt ceiling agreement. The GOP also spending bill further broadened the work requirement to include recipients through the age of 64 and parents of children ages 14 to 17 years. Veterans
Hmm.
people experiencing homelessness and former foster youth are now also subject to the mandate. Wow.
So that could be problematic. I mean, maybe they're the parents of the older children. Okay, they're older, so someone, you don't have to worry about babysitter type of thing for the small kids. That's where my mind was going with it. But it still seems like it's just going to impact a whole lot of people abruptly all of a sudden, and it could be bad.
Yeah, and when you look at the age range up to 64, I mean,
Hmm.
grief. When are we going to retire? I mean, you know,
Right.
um, in my big old age, by the
For
time,
some people, 62, but
yeah, at my big old age, I was going to be retiring in a few years. I'll be out. In fact, I had thought about retiring, and then anyway, that's another story for another day. But
early.
uh, yeah, no, as
Yeah.
how people are supposed to retire. You know, you retire at 55, which is coming right around the corner, and I am like, wow, I have to stay another some odd years, to increase up to 65. I mean, at 65, I, right now, when I wake up, my bones are hurting. Now you tell me to be up and around up to 65. Good God, I think I'm gonna try to get a. I'm gonna try to get an early retirement or something. Just it is what it is. Or take a semi-retirement or
What
something.
about the mother and the children trying to get their snap? You know.
Now, the mother and the children. That's one thing that I don't know, Jen. It's gonna be hard, especially now when you have kids. You're
Mhm.
supposed to work. You have to get a babysitter to get those 80. It's 80 hours. It's 80 hours. Let me see. Is it a month or 80 hours a month?
80
So
hours
we're
a
talking
month.
about a week 40. So 40, 42. So looking at a week is 40,
So
40
that's
hours.
like what, part-time basis at least,
It's really
right?
part-time basis, yeah,
Hmm.
or volunteer. Well, they can go volunteer at Walmart.
Ain't nobody
Or
volunteering for nothing. They trying to get paid if they gonna go work, but But I guess you have to do something to meet this requirement because, like, if you want your SNAP, if you can't find a job, he's saying volunteer.
okay, but Jen, you do if you don't know, they have a requirement. They have to.
Right.
This is not nothing new. Don't be fooled by this,
Mm,
because if you rent a house for Section 8, let's say your
right.
house is 1,800, right? Somebody who comes for Section 8 in that house, they're only going to be paid maybe 1,200. They'll never get a full amount. They'll get 1,200. Now, 1,200, that means they have 600 less. So that's what forces them to go to work. So even though the food benefits have got nothing to do with that. And see, this is why politics plays with your minds. They're telling you
Mm-hmm.
here that, oh, no, 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 no. You never get a full amount as with Section 8. So if they go
Mm-hmm.
to Section 8, they're told, okay, fine, you're gonna get six 1,200. The rest, you figure it out. So that's where they
Wait, you talking about the owner, right? Like that the people who rent, they only have to pay with the $25, and
no.
then
So
right.
Jen, you have a house. I'm on Section 8, right?
Right.
I come to you and I tell you, Jen, I see you have a house you want to rent. You say, fine. How much is it that that you require? You say, okay, my rent is 1,800. When they go apply for Section 8, actually they'll come with a voucher. They'll tell you, my voucher
Mm-hmm.
states that I have 1,200. Will you accept the 1,200, or will you accept to take me with my 1,200? You say yes because you are assured of 1,200.
Oh,
Now
I see. Okay.
you're not
So,
gonna care about the 600 because they're gonna come up with a 600 as a house, as a rental. So I think that's the part where they sell those food stamps and you get the 600.
mm-hmm.
But either way, you're still gonna work for it. So you have two options. Either you're gonna sell those, yeah, whatever,
That you're
but
not supposed to do.
you're not supposed to do, or and by the way, even if they sell them, they sell half price or whatever. I don't think they even sell them
Mhm.
at full price.
Oh no. Yeah.
Yeah. So now you're trying to make that difference, and sometimes you can make it by just not working, but sometimes you may have to work some couple of hours. So
Wait.
either way, you still gonna have to work. So this
Right.
idea of them telling you that they have to work 80 hours a month, uh, really, it they just want to show that now they want to show that people have gone to work. So that they put it there like, oh, somebody
Mm-hmm.
who's working. We have, remember the jobs report, it'll show people have gone to work. See, the economy is
Mm-hmm.
doing well, people are working now,
Okay. So that's kind of the yeah.
yeah. But before that, it didn't matter, because whether they liked it or not, you still have to work. Because if you are left with 800, you are left with $800 or $600. Say your rent was 800, and I had $600. I'll go work somewhere part time, pay off my
Mm-hmm.
600. Or if my boyfriend might give me the 600. If I'm whatever, if my wife, say I'm the one on Section 8, my wife will get me the 600. You see,
Mm-hmm.
then we can stay. I mean, there we go. So it worked out.
Mm.
So here,
When you mentioned the selling of the shoes, and I was trying to remember what the last going rate was. Not saying I participate in anything like that. I want to say
me, I don't
it
know.
was
I can never deny
60
nor
for
confirm that
40.
it's done. But all I'll say is I have heard, but I cannot confirm nor deny. Uh,
Yeah, I think it's 60 for 40. But
oh, 60 40. Okay.
hmm
So how much you gonna get? But anyway, that's another story. If you
and
want
just
to
for
date someone,
discussion purposes,
when we were single, you want to date somebody who was in Section 8,
What?
who had food stamps.
Oh
Ooh,
God.
groceries. You had a full pack of groceries. My buddy used to be like that. He had a full pack of groceries. Man, I used to go to his house and raid his house for the groceries.
I was gonna say I know some single gentlemen that get it, for whichever reasons, disability or whatever the case
Mm-mm,
is. So yeah.
mm-mm. No, this used to be dating somebody.
Okay, that's another scenario. I'm just saying that there's some
Oh,
single
yeah. There's
gentlemen
that
that
one. Yeah,
get benefits.
I
Yeah.
get that one. But now
Um
I'm talking about the other part. That's a gentleman. You have a waist. You-
so So yeah, those updates are really interesting, and it just seems like the theme of, they think there's this fraud going on. They don't really want to give these benefits out, and they're just trying to, come up with different blockage and layers that they can put in front of the process.
it, it- it's like they play. It's whack-a-mole. That's what
Mm,
they're doing. They're playing whack-a-mole.
right.
So
Yeah, it kind of
job reports,
sucks.
again, the job reports may not change because sometimes these people, it'll just go up a little bit because some of them already they'll get some jobs. Some of them already are working. You know, you get some of the people who are good, especially when you say who on Section 8. Some people were like, okay, fine, I'm not gonna get the full amount, but I'll go work because they need it. The point is,
True.
some people abuse it, and they're trying to get abuse, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, I had a good point in here about, so this public, what does this say about public no policy priorities when the focus is on policing poor people's work hours rather than raising wages or lowering food prices, so it's a clear message being sent with this, as shared there.
And I think it's just to get you out into the labor force and work.
Mhm.
Um,
Right.
Now, I'm going to take the high road here. I'm more of the fact that sometimes when you push somebody out there, you
Hmm.
tend to make them realize that they can work and maybe realize that there's a world out there that you can explore yourself, or you can immerse yourself into. And maybe let's say this woman may have said, you know what, I can't work, and they're told to go to work. Maybe they go to McDonald's. McDonald's starts offering them, school tuition programs. She gets into these certificates and
Hmm.
gets herself something concrete. There are people who will be able to do that. Well, others may not. But um, if I'm to look at it on the brighter side, some people may take that advantage and move up the ladder, and who knows, this could be their breakthrough in life, and maybe create a better a better future for their kids. But that moves them to middle class, from the poor to middle class. Now you get to middle class, how are they gonna get you with the taxes? You
Yeah,
gotta
there's
move
that. I
on
mean,
the
it's
level up.
only temporary, right? So,
Yeah,
I mean, I guess
yeah,
the goal should be, that this should be a temporary situation for you. But I know that that's not everybody's case. Some people, have extenuating circumstances. So,
yeah. Some people are sick. Some people just can't.
yeah, definitely.
And I think at that point, like if you notice now, most of what will happen is the states will come in and help. Most of these organizations will come in and help. Remember, a community. We're all a community. So
Mhm.
food banks will start working. Churches have food banks. Churches always have their
True,
own food banks. Okay,
true,
there's where
true.
some stuff will come from. Local organizations will start giving out money. So
Yeah.
this is the beauty about America. It always has a way of adapting, and any country has a way of adapting to the stuff that you give, the stuff that you give. So you try to push something, people will always find somewhere to get that deficit, right?
Yeah, and there's limits and requirements and things like that, but yeah,
Yeah,
there's definitely resources, like you said. So
yeah, yeah. So people are not gonna. Well, people will go hungry, but we hope and pray that with these food deserts and stuff like that, we hope people don't go too far into poverty and
right,
lack of meals. Yeah.
for sure, for sure. Yeah, so that were my thoughts on that. I think that was a good tie-in to talk about that update with Snap. But in we love to get into a news story for the
Oh well,
podcast. So
yeah. Well, yeah. The snap, and yeah. Well, then you have you can't buy Campbell's soup.
yeah, I might have. I think I am on a pause, because of this, and I may just hold off, until
There
additional
are foods
information.
I don't eat. There are foods I don't eat.
Oh,
Uh,
because of the high processed and
high processed foods, and there's some political reasons. I have some political reasons I will not eat. And then another thing, Jen, if you were to go on this story, it's a catch-22. Do you want to pay it now or you want to pay it forward?
mm.
Because either way, if you eat bad food now, you're gonna pay for it later on at
Oh,
the
absolutely.
years. Now, if you eat healthy food, it's gonna cost you. You're gonna eat less, but guess what? Your body is gonna be okay and much better to as you get to your golden years.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, and yeah, it it's what you want. What do you want? You know.
No, that's for sure. I used to be a big fan of ramen noodles.
Ooh.
And but they are really not good for you at all. So they are, another highly processed and high in sodium type of thing. And then there's some other, nasty ingredients if you like get into the ingredients of it all. And I just had to put a pin in it and just stop buying it, stop eating it. Because literally at one point I was like eating that for lunch almost every day because it was quick and simple and I can just like bop, 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 bam, I don't have to worry about going out. I just got, but you're almost better with a can of soup or making some soup
four,
or
four a quarter. Four of them will give you a meal from Monday through Friday through Thursday, and then Friday you can go out to eat with your friends. Like, hey,
well, no,
pay.
like you said, the health, situation. I had this, put like, okay, this sodium situation ain't a good look. So yeah, I had to. I'd say put a pin in it, but I really had to like cut it. Like, yeah,
No, I understand, but even students sometimes when you're in school, you're kind of tied down with
absolutely.
the money situation. So at that
Yeah.
point, hey, guess what? Go and throw in some noodles and ramen noodles and eat them.
And there actually is some healthy alternatives. There's a buckwheat soba noodle that is packaged, but better ingredients. It's not all the bad
Hmm.
stuff in the little packets, and so yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
always a
I
substitution.
I had no idea about that. Yeah,
Yes,
okay. So at least
buck.
there's that push. There's a push for good food and healthy
There
healthy
should be.
alternatives.
There definitely should be. So yeah.
But I wish
Okay.
students would be given that option to get food. There's on that aspect of food. There's a couple of people who start this company. One of them was on CNN Heroes. They worked at AT&T, and what they do is collect food from movie sets. Then California, so they collect movie from food from movie sets and then give it out to people to to eat.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's doing great at this moment. And this lady just decided to quit and do that. And yeah, it's a
That's
good
cool.
nonprofit because the food goes to waste. A lot of
It
food actually
does.
in America does go to waste. If you can find if you can find if you can find a way of um getting around that, especially, but most of the time they're usually the health codes and stuff like that. But if you can find a way around that and then get the food to people, you can give the people even out in the streets, or even families can come collect the food as long as you have a place where it's freezer. Because they would cut a
Mhm.
banana, half a banana, and then throw the rest of the banana. I mean,
Mhm.
or maybe a banana would be at such a certain level. If it passes, then they don't want to use it. Maybe you could get the bananas and go make banana bread and stuff like that. So
Right.
those are the options that people are looking at right now, and I think maybe that there might be a push like that because America, they really we really waste a lot of food. We really waste a lot of food.
There is a big waste problem for sure. All right. Well, any other thoughts on this? We're gonna go ahead and wrap up early.
Oh, thoughts on this, man? Don't believe what you see, especially what we've seen about the snap. I've already broken it down to you.
True.
I advertise this for free. Tangle, Tangle, is a good website to go to. It's a good way of listening to topics, balanced topics, political topics. So you look at the left, the right, and then this guy gives his opinion in the middle. And it's a free newsletter that you can look at every day, and it gives you a balanced perspective. Um, with what we've learned, classism, racism, and what these executives show out there is that you learn to you be humble. Don't come out as you may not eat the stuff, but you don't have to say that you don't eat it. Maybe from time to time, take a couple of spoonfuls and taste it and say, okay, fine, does it have a good taste? That's all. You know,
Right.
yeah, it's not gonna hurt you, but at least keep tabs of what you have, and then be careful about what you say.
True. He could have been like, I eat clean, I'm on a diet, blah blah blah, like whatever, So
Yeah, so I would, and my advice is, yeah, next time, you just don't talk, you just don't say stuff. Which is funny. There's another thing. there's another thing that people have right now. It's like a small thing you can wear on your necklace, and then each
Mhm.
time you have a conversation, it records your conversation, and then you can go back to an app and then listen to all your conversation throughout the whole day.
Hmm.
Yeah, so somebody might be wearing that, and
Absolutely.
yeah. But
In the office.
all in all, I think this was a great conversation that we had.
For sure. Well, thank you for participating. And a shout out again to the additional platforms, those who tapped in real time. Our audio version will be up very soon. If you're watching the visual episode, as you see flashing at the bottom, like and subscribe to the YouTube. Woke by Accident. And don't forget about Sambaza Podcast YouTube channel, which this is also streaming on.
Oh yeah. Yep. Everybody, hi. Thank you for all those who came in. We really appreciate you all. And as we get into the Christmas period, let's enjoy ourselves. And if you drink, get an Uber. Hey, come to think of it, the Ubers, the self driver, have landed in
I
Dallas.
saw
I saw it recently.
that. They're supposed
I
to
was,
be coming here too.
look, they were a sight. I mean, I was staring at them in California. Sorry to go about this. I was staring at them in California when we were there. Sometime, yeah, it was sometime in June last year. Yeah, June
Mhm.
last year. We were staring at them like, wow.
But
They,
isn't it interesting that they're supposed to be so much more safer than people? And it's probably true.
you know what's so weird is how they stop at the stop sign
Hmm.
and they move with the
Hmm.
traffic like there's nobody. People are actually staring, and I don't look. I was staring, even though was a time they were picking up somebody, and it, the street was kind of was full, and it went and turned around the corner and waited for them, so they had to go around the corner and wait for it and get in the car. And I was like,
Hmm.
we couldn't get it because of the app, and you had to have an address for that for San Francisco.
Um,
We're in San Francisco at that time,
yeah, I
so
would try
Bay
it
Area.
though.
Oh yeah,
I
it's
would try it.
hey,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
pretty
try it.
cool.
Yeah, it's just just for fun. I want to try and see how it is.
Definitely. And it's supposed to be safer. So, I mean, I'm all about being safe, especially the way some people drive on the road.
When you look
So,
at your car nowadays, if you look at all the options that are put in a car, like
hmm.
I have a car where when you get close to somebody, it kind of beeps and stops.
Hmm.
Or when
Hmm.
the car is leaving you, when the cars ahead of you are starting to leave and it's a distance, it tells you, oh, car in front of you is leaving you. So when you having all these options, and then the side things, the sensors on the side, then you know that we can park. I think all those combined, nowadays the car is a bit more safer than
Yeah,
before.
that's true. Oh,
And look at what
absolutely.
they're doing with the car itself. The auto driven Ubers. I think it's marvelous. I
Hmm.
can't wait. I can't wait to try one.
All right. With that, we will wrap it up. And we thank you guys for joining us. We hope that today's conversation has inspired and enlightened you. If you found today's episode meaningful, please consider sharing it with friends, family, like, and subscribe. Also, our collective awareness and advocacy play a crucial role in creating positive change. And stay tuned for more engaging content. We look forward to continuing these important conversations in the future. We have a great year end and the guests coming up in the next couple of shows. So we're excited to give you this last bit of content for the year before we start a new year. And we're already in season 8. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, and then we have to do that thing of the jar, the cookie jar.
Yes. Oh, that'll be a good time to get into that for next week's topic. So,
You want to do it next week?
well, you don't have to, but
Well, we'll look into it.
yeah.
You can
But
tell us on the comments. Let us know in the comments if you want us to do the jar next week and kind of do a recap. But if we're gonna have a show, nah, you gotta wait for the other guest and then
but
we
no, we
can.
have a couple shows
Yeah.
already scheduled, so be sure to bookmark those and join us. We're
Right.
looking forward to those.
All right. So Jen. Have a good night. And everybody else, y'all have a good night. And
Right.
this is Sambaza.
Take care, guys.